Hey guys, I'm reviewing the new Parasyte the Maxim episode today, and this episode is really good. I enjoyed it a lot. And it started out with Shinichi in the woods giving us the reason why he was going out there to kill Goto and why he wanted to do it so bad. He wanted to do it because he brought him out to the woods, and he was like, and a lot of people died from that. And he said, if more people die and I don't do anything about it, I'm just gonna feel like a piece of shit, and I don't want to keep going like that. So either way, he didn't care about dying as long as he tried, and that makes a lot of sense for him because that shows a lot of human. He still has human emotions because for a while I thought he was turning into a parasite. To be completely honest, he didn't have any emotions. He didn't really care about anything. But in the last few episodes, we've seen him actually care, and he does. He does have like pity in him, and we see later in the episode. But and we go back. I'm gonna go back to where he finds Goto because his senses are like on point today, I guess. And he saw Goto sleeping. I didn't know Goto could honestly sleep. I was like, is it because he has so many parasites in him, or is he just tired? Because he did say he was sluggish a couple episodes ago and tired. So I'm kind of confused. I want a little more like explanation for why he was sleeping or why he sleeps. And Shinichi tried stabbing him in the back of the neck with a rusty knife, and it didn't work. The only thing that it did to Goto was piss him off and wake him up. And I didn't really think, like when he woke up, I didn't think it was Goto because he was pissed. He was very unorthodox as a fighter. He was just chopping shit. He wasn't even looking for whoever did it. And I'm like, is this really Goto? Because Goto's a very calm individual. He's always thinking of a plan to kill people. And this parasite only cares about, like, he doesn't only care about killing. He's just pissed. He doesn't even. I don't know what this, like. I didn't think it was Goto. Let's just say that. And Goto and him were fighting, and he tried to kill him with a stick. He tried sharpening his stick and hitting him in the back of the neck. It didn't work. I didn't think it'd work. And he punched him. Shinichi punched Goto. Like, he really just came up and punched him. I couldn't believe that. That's the most stupidest like battle strategy I've ever like saw in my whole entire life. And he punched him, and Goto was like, "You wanna know what? I've seen humans fist fight before." Formed his hand into a fist and just punched the shit out of Shinichi and put him right in the trash heap. It was like this big pile of trash that we've seen in the past episodes, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna have a big part in it, and it kind of did because Shinichi remembered when he met Goto when he jumps off the building and he saw like these two little bullet marks of blood, and he's like, oh, that must be his weak point. So he put everything on, like everything, his life on the line, pretty much, to go and see if that is his weak point. So he grabbed this like rusty old dirty pipe and stabbed him right. He stabbed Goto right where it was, and it did hurt Goto. It pierced Goto right here, and I expected it to pierce him. I didn't expect it to do so much damage. He got really pissed, and Shinichi dipped. You see him going like this. He runs. He's a fast runner. I mean, that's why he that's why he beat Goto the first fight. No, I'm just kidding, but he ran, and then Goto found him, and I was looking at his body, and it was kind of like there's like little things coming off his arms and stuff, and he couldn't form a proper blade. It's because there was toxins in the pipe, and they were like, oh, we're in danger. The little parasites in them, and they wanted to leave. They wouldn't cooperate with the Goto, and I was like, you want to know what? That's expected as a regular parasite, and that's what Migi was like. He used to do that too. Like, I'm in here for my instinct. Like, I'll tell you what to do so I don't die. So it makes perfect sense that they would want to leave Goto. And he was getting pissed, and he actually formed a blade, and he was going to kill Shinichi, and then guess what came out of him? My boy Migi. He attached right back to Shinichi's arm and electrocuted Goto. I don't know how he did it, but he did it, and I'm hyped. And, Goto is still having the problem with other parasites, and the toxins really did a damage on him because his body was kind of like growing a little bit, like it was about to explode. And Migi was telling Shinichi how he did it, and then Migi chopped his head off, and Goto exploded. And this is the death of Goto, or I thought. And he exploded. They were looking at it for a second, and then they walked back to the trash heap, and they were talking about how the toxins. And Shinichi was like, "I can't even believe they just dumped this here." And the pollution was a big it was a big thing in this show, and showing how humans, that's all we do, we pollute. But thumbs up for pollution, saving Shinichi's life in this episode. And that's what I think it's good for, saving his life. And, we find out that Goto is trying to get himself back together. He's calling upon all the parasites to regenerate, and Migi said there's a 50-50% chance, so we can kill him or not. And Migi refused to kill him, and he was like, Shinichi, if you want to kill him, go ahead. And he actually was like, why would I have to think about that? Obviously, if he's gonna hurt more people. And he thought about it for a second. He thought about Tama Reku and what she said, like we're fragile beings, because he looked at these two little parasites squirming on the floor, and he's like I kind of pity them. And he was thinking like what he said, like don't bully us, we're fragile, and we're the same family as the humans. And he actually thought about it, and that shows more depth in the character, where he didn't just kill him right away, that he actually thought more about like the life cycle of beings, just not like, oh, you're hurting humans, you should die. So it shows that he doesn't have black and white thinking anymore, which I really liked. That's one of my favorite parts of Shinichi in this whole entire series. And he decided not to kill him, to be completely honest. He was like, you want to know what? It's not it's not my duty to kill you. You want to know, if you die, then you die. If you live, then you live. We'll see what happens after that. And he was walking away, and then he turned around. I was a little confused. He turned around, there was light in his eyes, and I guess he decided to end up killing Goto. And he was like, I want to do it for like the only thing that I can do as a person is protect my small family. Now I think he was talking about his dad and like and more like his girlfriend, other than the human race. He might have been talking about the human race, but I don't think so. And he ended up killing Goto. I thought they would light him on fire for his death, but that didn't happen. He just killed him with a rusty blade. And the old lady, like, it just like he showed him like crying. I didn't think she would cry for that, and he said, "I'm sorry." And like I said, that shows a lot of progression in the character, and I'm really happy for that. And then, and then they show him walking away, and everybody's like, "Oh, we found the things like the monster's corpse." And the old lady saw the little knife on the side of her door, and she was like, "Oh, Shinichi, you actually did it." And I'm not surprised. I really like this episode. You want to know what? Give me a thumbs up. If you liked it, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And tune in next week for my next review.